Unlocking University Life Achievements. Welcome, Carrot's here. Carolyn and her household are at uni. It's Sunday afternoon. They've completed their first week of a 2-week semester. Wilma and James are practicing playing with the frisbee. Wilma's already an expert, and James, well, he's one of the newer members of the household, so he's got a lot to learn yet. Wilma, Katie and Carolyn have been there for 1 semester already, and now this is their 2nd semester. James and the other 3 are in their 1st semester at uni. We'll see who graduates, if any. Wilma's doing the arts degree, so she needs to do some painting to help her towards her final results. It's Carolyn. She's doing her usual idle time activity. She just loves to do her exercise. She's already got all of the badges that I needed to get from the Island Paradise expansion pack. And Katie's come in and they've decided to do the school cheer. And now Katie's going to go and scare someone. Katie's an evil sim. So Wilma, Katie and Carolyn, they've all been to university for 1 whole semester already, and now they're halfway through their 2nd semester at university. So she's going to scare poor Marie. This is Marie's 1st semester at university. She's doing an arts degree as well because her lifetime wish is to be a rock star. But she's already in that career at level 1, so she probably won't benefit from doing the degree, but she's doing it anyway. That sim there in the yellow and green t-shirt is Tiffany Angels. She is a roommate who makes up number 8. There's only 7 members of Carolyn's household. It's a paparazzi just turned up there to watch Wilma paint, or annoy Wilma while she paints. We'll keep an eye on the progress of this painting. Gary's going to do some work. He's enrolled in the communications degree. He's going to try to set up his radio station. Having a bit of trouble there getting it all balanced. This is his 1st semester. He's one of the newer members of the household. Wilma, Carolyn and Katie, they've all been in the household for a while and they've got skills. Carolyn's been there the longest. And then Wilma joined her in Isla Paradiso. She helped Carolyn get her final badge there, which was to have 5 parties on a houseboat. And then Katie joined when they moved to Sunlit Tides to live. That's Enid. I'm hoping to get her to come back and do 6 degrees as a badge for that, but she's in her 1st semester at the moment. They've completed the 1st week. Thought I'd get Gary to come inside and use the computer to do some study, because I don't usually get them to study on the computer. Doesn't look very exciting, so I probably won't have them study on the computer very often again. It's too much of a chance that they'll just stop studying and start playing computer games. Here it's dark and Wilma is still working on that painting. She'll have to go to sleep soon because there's classes start tomorrow. We'll complete this whole week and see if anybody graduates at the end of the week before they return to Sunlit Tides, and they'll be back in Sunlit Tides before I finish this video. We've had a good look at what happens at university in earlier videos, so I don't need to spend much time at uni now. The 4 new household members have got quite a heavy study load or class load for their time at uni this semester, but Wilma, Carolyn and Katie have got only a couple of classes each day, so there's plenty of time to be at home and play with the frisbee or paint pictures. I got Carolyn to work on her business planner because she was looking like she needed to do a bit more work to get her results up a bit. That painting's starting to take shape. Don't know who that sim is sitting on the ground. She's just turned up. She's not a part of the household, and I don't think she's paparazzi either. Here we are outside one of the lecture rooms. Looks like they needed to be somewhere else in a hurry. Enid's off to having a lecture. There's Wilma going in. Back at home having some food. Must be the end of the day. Wilma, Enid and Marie are all doing an arts degree. Carolyn and Katie are both doing a business degree. Gary's doing a communications degree. And James is doing a medicine and technology degree. I found Marie enjoying the music. She was up in that exercise room with the mirror dancing. She doesn't look quite as silly doing that dance as Meryl does from the Isla Paradiso bunch. It's fun watching her in the mirror as well as not in the mirror at the same time. She's definitely enjoying herself. She does this dancing quite often, I've noticed. When I haven't told her what to do, she'll come in here or go to another room where there is music available and just dance. I chose her for the household because she was a sim I made ages ago, and she wants to be a rock star, and there's a badge that a sim has to be a rock star to achieve the badge. So that's why we've got her. And back in Sunlit Tides, she's going to spend a lot of time working on that career. So this is Tuesday's classes now, and the communication students are not in the classroom, which is where the others all are for their various degrees. They're out in this university quadrangle working with their radio stations. And there's Gary right in the middle. They're making a lot of noise. Next semester I'm going to send him back by himself. He doesn't have much to do to finish the degree. Things got a bit messed up this semester when graduation time happened. And all I can suspect is that the code isn't written very robustly and didn't handle having 3 sims there who have already done their first semester and was their second semester, and having 4 sims there who were on their first semester. So I'm putting him back all by himself. Now, Enid's got an opportunity. She needs to befriend a celebrity, and the celebrity she wants to befriend is standing up there at the moment. I had to use Master Controller to get me to focus on her so I could work out where she is. And it's going to take me a while, but she will actually become friends just to get that opportunity done. I usually ignore that particular opportunity, and I thought it's about time I tried to do something with it. I think this crew all live in the same house, in the same dorm. Picnic baskets certainly come in handy, so that'll be why she stood up. Enid was on the way to introduce herself to her. Enid's got a lot of classes this semester, so she won't have very much time to run around becoming friends with different sims. Oh, look at the ants. That picnic basket must have been there on the ground for just a bit too long. The ants are carrying it all away. You can just see the ants there on the tablecloth. Now it's Tuesday, and this is the art class, and it's the class that they have in the University Union building, where we can actually see them at their desks. Wilma's having a bit of a snore over there on the other side of the room. That's Marie and Katie on this side, the front desk. Enid seems to have a very expressive face. She pulls lots of faces that are really obvious. They all do it, but Enid seems to really be easy to see what she's doing with her face. There's plenty of them snoring through their class. It doesn't seem to make any difference to the end results though. That's Wilma's phone that's buzzing. At least she's woken up for the moment. She's not looking real happy either, is she? The problem is if I tell her to answer the phone or something, she'll run out of class, and she'll then be skipping her class probably. So James is at home having a game with his computer, playing computer games while Katie does so I think she's doing some social game or whatever, having a chat to someone. They've got to do a few fun things each day. That must be the end of the class. There they go. Bit of a crush at the doorway. Yes, Gary needs to work out for 4 hours, so I thought he could do it at home. That's that room where Marie was dancing earlier. Enid needed to go and use the podium to give a lecture as a part of one of her opportunities to help her with her degree. What surprised me was so many students came in there to listen and take notes. There's the painting, it's finished. She can take that home with her and hang it on the wall in their house at Sunlit Tides. She did that on the footpath there in her first semester, where her street art skill. She's there playing frisbee with James again. Now we've got 3 of them there, or 2 of them. The one on this side in the green and yellow I've got no control over. She's their housemate. But I've got James and Wilma studying or reading their books. I get them to read their books, and then from then on, once they've completely read it, then I just get them to study from their books. I try to make sure they've at least read all of their study books before the final exams. I thought she'd stop doing this. She obviously went back to it after her phone call. That looks like fun. Not. Oh yes, Carolyn's trying to practice her trick shots on the pool table back at the dorm. She's not very good at it yet, is she? So Enid's gone upstairs after class and she's helping herself to the bar. She's going to have quite a lot to drink. I think she's trying to get herself well and truly juiced. I sent them into the administration building a couple of times this week to apply for the extra funding, and I think most of them got around $5,000. So they came out quite wealthy after they'd finished their second week at uni, their second semester. Yeah, this week, 2 weeks they spent there this semester. So she's gone to the other bar now. She didn't like that very much. She's gone back to the original bar. Very thirsty little sim. And she keeps on drinking. I think I'll leave her to it. She's going back to the other bar. Go and see what they're doing back at home in the dorm. She can stay here and drink juice. Sink's broken back at the dorm. Dishwasher's broken as well. Called Enid home to fix the sink. And she turned up fairly quickly too. Problem is the dishwasher is also broken. Hope she's not too juiced to get it fixed. We are heading off to class. That's James and Gary. Those two are each doing a different degree, and those 2 degrees that they're doing don't have more than 1 sim in each degree. Oh, here comes Katie. That frightened me. Thought I'd try to get that mopped up, because I want someone to fix the dishwasher. At least the sink's fixed. Nobody can fix the dishwasher because there's a pool of water in front of it. And we all know what happens to a sim that stands in the pool of water to fix a dishwasher. They get fried and the Grim Reaper comes, just in case you didn't know. I had a bit of a think about that pool of water and I decided I didn't want any of my sims to die, but I wanted the dishwasher fixed. So I hired a repair person. Thought we could see the Grim Reaper come for them, and if he does and they don't fix it, I'll just have to buy a new dishwasher. There's the repair person. She's gone and stood right in the middle of the puddle. I sort of feel a bit guilty doing this to the poor little sim. She doesn't like that broken dishwasher, does she? She hasn't got electrocuted yet though. Not sure if I'm relieved or sad. Job done. She survived. Good little repair sim. That's the $50 that Katie had to spend to get her to come and fix the dishwasher. Bye bye little repair sim. I don't usually hire a repair person. They're running out of leftovers, so I've got Wilma cooking. She needs to increase her cooking skill, and they need more leftovers in the fridge. Having her cook does help her towards her arts degree just as much as painting does. I had Enid cooking in the last episode because she's also doing an arts degree. I was trying to get her to cook favourite meals of a few of the Sims, but she doesn't know how to cook all of their favourites, so she can only do favourites for a few of them. But things will improve as she learns more recipes. I had Katie upstairs upgrading one of the sinks in one of the bathrooms to self-cleaning. That night it was full moon, and we had one of the roommates from the previous semester at university arrive as a zombie and demand to get let in. But we didn't let him in. He wasn't very happy about it. James and Carolyn are inside, safe from the zombies. They're getting to know each other a bit better. That's their roommate working on the computer. I suspect she's probably playing a computer game. Looks like it, doesn't it? School cheer time! They're getting on quite well. James is one of the newest Sims to the household. He still needs to get to know the rest of them. Although he's now got Katie coming to have a chat with him. Katie's already been to uni once. This is her second semester. She's doing the business degree in the hope that she will start her criminal career at a higher level than usual. Okay, so Carolyn and James have gone outside to play with the frisbee while the zombies are still about, I presume. I didn't tell them to do this. They just decided all by themselves. It looks like it's getting to be morning, and James will have early morning lectures, so he seems to have decided it's time to move on to something else. But Carolyn's waiting because her friend Wilma is on her way out. Carolyn and Wilma are the two that have been in this series for the longest. Although, because Wilma joined Carolyn while they were still living in Isla Paradiso, Wilma and Carolyn just did one badge together. That was to have 5 parties in a houseboat. James is headed off to lectures. There goes Gary as well. It's Thursday morning because James is working with his skeleton outside. This will be the day where they all use their objects, except for Gary. He used his objects on the Tuesday lecture, so he will be in the classroom today. James is certainly having a good look at his skeleton, going all the way through it methodically. Doesn't have eyes anymore, James, but you can see where they belong. There's some more students turning up. Oh, selfie. There's got to be more skeletons around somewhere. Oh, flowers. I think we'll leave this group here. I'm not sure where all the other skeletons are because there'll be a whole class full of them somewhere looking at their skeletons. Yes, there's Gary. He's gone to class. It's definitely Thursday. I don't know why the communications degree is different. Everybody else uses their object on Thursday and goes to class on Tuesday, except for the communications students. Gary's the only one in the household doing communications. And as usual, there is no lecturer there. Now, Enid's got off on her motorbike because she is going to meet up with that sim that we spoke about earlier. There she is running back. Enid has got an opportunity where she has to befriend a celebrity, Jenna Ziegler. Now, Enid's got a bit of spare time this morning, so I decided she could meet up with Jenna. And I chose a small park that's close to where Jenna lives, thinking that when Jenna got to the park, she'd wait for Enid to turn up because Enid was travelling there, but she didn't. The thing that happened instead was when Enid got there, Jenna was running home. So then I had to get Enid to call Jenna again and ask for them to meet up, which she's done, and this time Jenna waited for her and Enid was close enough to the house to be able to get there before Jenna ran off somewhere else. So now I will keep them together chatting and getting to know each other until she has made a friend of Jenna and she's achieved her goal with that opportunity she got. Enid's got time to hang around here for quite a while. At this point, Jenna decided it was time for a ghost story, and Enid was getting hungry, but she's got a class to go to shortly, and I don't want her starving at class, so I snuck some food into her inventory, and she walked around to the back of Jenna's house, where she found a small table to sit at to eat her food. Doesn't look like it's very good food either, does it? It's just got to make her a little bit less hungry so she doesn't get all upset during her class. She's got to go sketching now because she's doing an arts degree and it's Thursday afternoon. Marie and Wilma are there as well as a few other students. They're all doing their Thursday afternoon sketching class. Katie and Carolyn have gone to the library to work with their business planners for their business degree class. There's Carolyn leaning over her business planner. They're all doing their best to get through their degrees as quickly as possible because we don't want to have to continue to send them to uni. There's plenty to do back home and sunlit tides. So that night, Thursday night, they're all studying or reading books that they haven't read yet, that they should have read already. Once they've read their books, then I get them to study. And tomorrow is Friday, the day when they have their final exams. They've all been working really well all through this week, so I hope they all do well on their exams. Of course, there's always a possibility that they'll mess up in an exam. So I've got them to do a few other little tasks that night before the exams, such as going to the administration building and applying for extra funding again. They're all getting about 5,000 simoleons each now when they apply for extra funding. And Carolyn has got an opportunity that she's decided to do where she needs to do a presentation using a whiteboard. And for some reason, a whole lot of students have turned up. They must think she's got a lot of good knowledge that'll help them get through their exams. I don't think it was of any benefit to her because when she'd finished, it said that it would help her towards extra credit on future exams or future studies or whatever. And she's not coming back to uni, I don't think. She only came and did a degree because, well, everybody else was doing one. She is almost an adult now. The rest are all still young adults. And she's got her career. She's only level 1 at it, but she did have the lifeguard career earlier, but we've got her out of that. She got to the top of it, and now she's starting at the bottom of the video game career. I've never completed that career, so that'll be interesting. I think there's a badge related to that one as well, so I'm hoping she gets it if there is one to get. Paparazzi are there taking notes to make sure that we don't forget she did her little stint giving a lecture from the whiteboard. Katie's getting lots of advanced technology skill with this, because this is all she does, and she's got getting quite high on the skill. Carolyn's gone off to an end of semester party, and it's a bonfire party. Fancy wearing a long red dress to a bonfire party. But I found her there. I didn't send her along. Let's see what happens at a bonfire party. Oh, we throw things into the bonfire, do we? Oh, that was interesting. I wonder what she just threw in. They're all throwing things into the bonfire. Enid needs to eat something. She's eating a wonder petal, which she's going to pick first, be harvested off the wild wonder petal plant she found. It doesn't seem to have done anything to her. Back at the bonfire. Looks like Carolyn needs to go home and have a sleep. I'm surprised that she's here attending a party on the night before her final exam. So here it is next morning, and they're all off to do their final exams. And they all got A's. Isn't that wonderful? So they're all finished for the semester. There's only one of them that hasn't finished the degree, that's Gary. The others all look as though they've completed, which they shouldn't have, because only 3 of them have been there for 2 semesters. The other 4 should have to go back for another semester to complete their degrees, so we'll see what happens. They're all excited. We've got to wait now for graduation ceremony. Looks like James needs to have a bath. What excitement. We've all passed. Gary's got to get to know them all too yet. He still hasn't been in the household for very long. And of course all 4 of the new ones need to get some skills. They don't have much in the way of skills yet. Graduation! There's a lot of Sims graduating. I've discovered 6 of the 7 Sims that I've got at uni at this point have graduated. Gary's the only one left who hasn't completed his degree. He's got more credit to get yet. So they're changing into their graduation outfit as they go into the hall. There's Carolyn, she's changed into hers. She must be going to go in soon. There she goes. That must be a clumsy Sim. She tripped. Marie's just changed into her outfit. It looks like Katie's changed as well now. Enid's got her graduation gown on. There goes Marie. I think Katie must have already gone in there. Oh, horses. There goes Enid. I hope that Sim doesn't miss her graduation because the horse messed her up. I know, last one, going in now. It's a really long wait outside, waiting for them to finish their ceremony and come out and toss their degrees up in the air. So here they are coming out now. I don't know who that is, but he's the first one out and he threw his degree up. Not everybody ends up doing that. So Katie Kingston's got her extra trait for graduating from uni. That'll be Katie there now. Oh, she's just going to hang on to the degree and wave it around. She's happy. She'll be back at uni again at some point because she's got a lot of badges to try to get for things like selling exams and cheating and all that sort of thing. But I wanted her to get her business degree first to try to help her start higher up in the criminal career when she joins it. They're coming out of more than one of the doors. That one through their diploma up as well. So Wilma now has got her degree, her new trait. So James didn't have one offered to him. We've got to go find a suitable trait for him. I don't want to make him a technophobe because he's got to get into technology. There it is. He's got his extra trait. We didn't invite anybody to come in from home to attend their graduation. I thought that might mess things up, especially since they don't have any friends or family back at home to invite anyway. They've not been living in sunlit tides for very long yet. It's a shame they're all stopping in this shade to throw their diplomas around. At least they're getting them. Another one gets tossed up in the air. And Carolyn's got her extra trait. I don't want her to be ambitious. Don't like that trait. We'll have to get her something else. You got to work them too hard when they're ambitious. You've got to keep on top of them and keep them doing things and progressing. And I don't want to do that. I like to just let them do their own thing in the background. You've got to have too many Sims in a household. You can't be working hard with each and every one of them all the time. And if you've been watching lots of my videos, you know that I like to have lots of Sims in my videos, in my households. Here comes Carolyn. What's she going to do? Oh, she's going to throw it up. Good on you, Carolyn. This household probably knows more Sims at the university world than they do back in sunlit tides. So I've got to find a trait for Marie as well. I got a natural born performer because she is in the music industry and she wants to be a rock star. But the trait and the career are from two different expansions, so I strongly suspect it won't help her at all. But anyway, she's got it, and if she ever needs to change a trait, well, that's the one I'll change to something else. If I think of something else that might be better for her. Enid's getting her new trait, and again, it wasn't suggested for her. Enid's the sim that I made to come back and get 6 degrees to get that badge. I think I looked up what traits she should have to help her get that badge, but I don't remember what they are now. So she didn't throw her degree up, she just waved it around a bit. I think that might be all of them, because Gary didn't graduate. He hasn't finished his enough credits yet. So that means he'll come back for 2 weeks on his own and he won't have much to do at uni, so we might use him to do all sorts of investigations around campus and around the university world. Just see what else we can find. Because if he's only got one lecture each on Mondays, Wednesdays and one exam, he won't need to be busy all of the time. They all went back to the dorm, and then, suddenly, it was time to return to sunlit tides, and off they went. The car came for them, and each one ran to make sure they weren't left behind. There it is off in the distance, that orange van. So off they go. Some will never return to the university world, because they've done all they want to do there, and others will be back quite often. We'll catch up with them when they get home in sunlit tides, that they travel. In this video, we're after badges, and there are badges available for each of the degrees that were achieved in this visit to University World. James completed his degree in Science and Medicine. He was only there for 1 semester, and the badge was not awarded, although he did graduate. Back at home, he joined the science career and started at level 4 because of his degree. Carolyn and Katie completed the business degree. They were there for 2 semesters. The badge was not awarded, although they did both graduate. Neither of them gained any career advantage from doing the degree. They both started their careers at level 1. Carolyn was already in her career and it was not affected by the degree. She's in the video game developer career. Katie joined the criminal career, which was supposed to benefit from achieving that business degree, but she started at level 1, so she got no benefit, even though she should have. Wilma, Marie and Enid all completed the fine arts degree. Wilma was there for 2 semesters. Marie and Enid only attended for 1 semester. They all graduated at the same time. Marie was in her career, the music career, before she went to uni, and she was at level 1, and she remained at level 1 when she went back to work after graduating with her fine arts degree. Wilma joined the self-employed painter career, and she is at level 1 in that career. She joined it after she came home from graduating at uni. And Enid joined the culinary career after she came home with her fine arts degree, and she started at level 4, so she did gain a benefit from getting her degree. But no badge was awarded for fine arts. And all of the Sims who graduated got their extra trait as a reward for graduating. I wanted to find out why the badges hadn't been achieved. There's probably quite a lot of reasons. The main reason that is probably because they just got a bug. But there are some files in the Sims 3 folder that might have been corrupted or missing. In the downloads folder there are dynamic challenge files, and they do get corrupted occasionally and will prevent you from getting badges awarded. And there's a group of about 7 files in the DC backup folder that are believed to be necessary for badges to be awarded. I checked and I had 5 of those 7 DC backup files. I wasn't sure if the dynamic challenge files in my downloads folder were corrupt, or if the 2 missing files from my DC backup folder were a reason for me not getting the badge awarded. I thought I'd test it. There is a possibility of buying a degree with your lifetime happiness points. You can get an honorary degree. I have Master Controller and the Master Controller Cheats module, so I added the 50,000 lifetime happiness points that Katie was going to need to get the honorary degree, and I bought the honorary degree, and suddenly Katie had an arts degree as well, and the badge got awarded, which was what I wanted to find out. So it was just a bug that the degrees didn't get awarded originally. And there is the badge in my sheet of badges to show which ones I've got and which ones I haven't, and as you can see, none of the other degree badges have been awarded. And I'm not going to cheat for them yet because I want to do some more experiments in the future episodes, but I will cheat for them in the end if I have to. Initially I'll be sending Gary back to uni for 1 week to complete his communications degree, and when he does that and has his degree awarded, I will see if the badge gets awarded as well. And if it doesn't, well then I will have to cheat the future degrees, but I will still send them back to uni for them to actually get their degrees awarded, and I will cheat with another sim. It's not going back to uni. I was hoping to spend some time with them in Sunlit Tides, but the university part of it took a little longer than I expected. So we'll just do a little bit here. First task on return is to empty their inventories of whatever they've found, and they got a whole lot of brand new graduation gnomes. 5 of them. And they also collected a few seeds while they were there, so there's a bit of seed planting to go on. Now Gary, who you can see there, he wants to be an alchemy master, the master of alchemy, and to do that he's going to need to be able to garden because he needs all sorts of plants and things for his alchemy. So we'll get him gardening to build his gardening skill up. He hasn't got much of a gardening skill yet. That'll be Carolyn heading off to work in her video game career. So the jobs that we're going to do with them now, that's the diving gnome. We're going to get them to empty their inventories and do some work in the garden, and the ones that have finished their degrees will find themselves jobs and they'll all start working. James was fortunate when he went for his job in the science career. He got the benefit of doing his degree in medicine and technology, and he got to start his science career at level 4. Marie was already in her music career, so she stayed at level 1 in the music career and didn't get any benefit at all from doing her arts degree other than she's got her degree in her pocket. I noticed Wilma was swimming and I wondered where she was swimming instead of coming straight home, and here she was swimming in the fountain in front of the city hall. I was thinking about getting her out before she drowns, and all of a sudden she got this thought bubble about drowning and got herself out, so that was good. So when I saw that thought bubble I thought she was already starting to drown, but she wasn't. She just was deciding that she'd get out before she did. I've had Sims previously get that thought bubble and refused to get out of the pool until the Grim Reaper got them. So she's come back home, and there is Enid, who is sitting there reading recipes because she needs to learn a lot of recipes. She's joined the culinary career. She's started at level 4 as well. She got a benefit from her completing the arts degree. Wilma won't get much benefit because she's joining the painting career, so we'll have her at home a lot. Is Carolyn home from work? She's still wearing her graduation robes. She must have wanted to show everybody at work what she was up to when she was away. It didn't help her get a promotion though. She's still at level 1 of the video games career. That's the graduation gnomes from when they first went to uni. They've got a lot of graduation gnomes now. I'd never had graduation gnomes in any of my games until this one. because I wasn't sending my Sims to university. Now Carolyn's also got quite a few gems in her inventory, as do several other of the Sims. So I've put a gem cutting machine in their basement, and she can cut her gems. That'll give her a chance to get them out of her inventory and also cut them. She'll get gem dust automatically. But if you are trying to get the badge for cutting all of the gem types, you need to cut gem dust as well. You've got to choose gem dust. I did all of the cuts, had lots of gem dust in there, my Sims inventory, and the badge didn't trigger. So I thought, okay, I'll do the gem dust just in case they have to do that specially. And as soon as they cut their gem dust, badge happened. This was a few years ago. It wasn't part of this video series. It was a long time before I even thought about making videos. Maybe I'd thought about it and wished I could, but then realised I didn't know anything about it. I'd be hopeless at it, so I wouldn't even bother trying. And then I changed my mind and decided I'd give it a go. Now I've been at it for about 3 years. I've also discovered that if you've got more than one of a certain gem type, when you cut them, if you cut them both at the same time, you only get one gem at the end. So I make them cut them individually. And of course also cutting them individually increases their skill level. So they've got to cut a certain number of gems at each gem type to move up to the next gem type. So if they cut 2 gems, it seems to only count as 1 if they cut them at the same time. So I always pull one out of the inventory, and so they cut them each individually. We'll do a heart-shaped gem at the end. I think the heart-shaped gem is available once they have collected all of the different gem types, or at least all of the different gem types that were available in the base game, or something like that. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't. Like it if you've enjoyed it as well. That really helps me with my channel, because YouTube doesn't recommend my videos to many people because I don't get enough likes and comments and shares, and they don't get to watch them. But if you were to comment and subscribe and like, then YouTube would start recommending them to more people to watch. So bye bye for now, and happy simming.